Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being here. It's an honor to be among such distinguished panelists. Usually hearing stories from Army veterans is always so interesting, and the second most interesting storytellers are lawyers. So here I am. Well, I grew up in India, and in India to joining army is like the best thing you could do for your career is join the Indian Army, because the privileges they have in India is so much and so vast. When I moved to US, the biggest struggle I had to understand, because growing as a Sikh woman, we believe in the concept of saint and soldier, which is Sant and Sipahi. As well as we are United Sikhs is known to be a humanitarian aid organization. We have gone to Haiti. Last year we were in Syria serving free food. And at the same time, and I'm honored to be with the organization as well, because we are also fulfilling the target of being the Sipahi. And therefore we are here to support through their testimonies and actually forward a legislation, not just a case-to-case basis accommodation, legislation which advocates religious freedom for all observant Sikh men and women who want to serve their country in armed forces. Our objective here is to prevail upon the members of United States Congress to introduce a legislation which implements the decision which was recently given in 2015 by the District Court in DC. The case which he mentioned is Ignore Singh versus McHugh. It's in 2015. ACLU and United Sikhs worked together. ACLU, DC, and United Sikhs worked together towards the case. This legislation would help in so many levels for the Sikh community in US. It will be helpful to make Sikh Americans feel that they are the part of US, which is in today's politically corrected arena is so hard to feel. This will also help us feel that the Sikh fundamental rights are freely exercised. They can freely exercise their personal religious beliefs when they join the armed forces, because for any Sikh who's joining armed forces, it's an extension of his own faith, which is being a Sikh. Not taking too much time, I would go on towards the legal section towards it. In 1993, Congress enacted the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, which is known as RFRA, which gave religious freedom, but it gave a very broad protection of religious liberty. What RFRA provides that in order to get religious protection, the government shall not substantially burden anyone's exercise of religion unless it is demonstrated that the application of the burden to a person, number one, is in furtherance of compelling government interest. Number two, it is the least restrictive means. That means that the government has the burden of showing that the policy furthers the compelling government interest by the least restrictive means. Now, as our first panelist, the distinguished speaker, said, we lawyers are kind of used to making simple things more complicated. Now, this interpretation could be used in a very vast sense. In Ignore's case, the challenge was he wanted to join ROTC. He spent 2 years of his life fighting to even get into ROTC, to fight to be equal for a contract which makes him a commanding officer. Now, why is it important? Because when he joined ROTC, when he applied for his application at ROTC, they rejected his first application, stating that he cannot be seeking accommodation because he's not in the army, and this rule only applies when you're in the army. So therefore, he needs to join the army in order to apply for accommodation. But for a baptized Sikh who shaves off his beard, removes his turban, and has already compromised his religious belief, how can he join ROTC and ask for accommodation, which he stands for the first place? So that was the challenge in this case. It's a catch-22 regulation. So the federal court in this case, they interpreted the statute and they ruled that the army officials violated Sikh college students' rights, and under the religious freedom under RFRA with the same act, under which they refused to accommodate his rights to personal religion in terms of enrollment, they said that he should not cut his hair or shave his beard or remove his turban as what is required by his religious beliefs. And what they did was wrong, and the judge, I can even write down his name, Judge Amy Bierman Jackson stated that the right to religious must be protected so long it does not harm the third party. Now, this particular case clearly demonstrates that while the armed forces have a compelling interest in maintaining cohesion, uniformity, discipline, readiness, health, safety, a balance of interest which is against protecting a citizen's right to religious exercise falls more favorably on the side of protecting Sikh religious freedom. Therefore, in simple words, the judge agreed that right to anyone's religious rights is much greater than any other explanations or reasons which Army stated in their initial application. Now, going further, the judge further said that this is especially true because if the exercise of these freedoms would not interfere in least the most of government interest. The court also noted that in Army, there are people who serve in the Army, specifically the people who are in Afghanistan. You don't have time to shave all the time, people. So it's easiest to be the way you are, and there is a reason, there is a medical, you can keep beard and still serve in the Army. And you don't have to be a Sikh to do that as far as you are exempted based on your medical terms. Now, looking at this particular law itself, it's again contradictory. So on one side, we are asking for a special accommodation for a Sikh to follow his religious beliefs. On the flip side, a person, based on his medical treatment, based on his medical recommendation, is allowed to still keep his beard, which is not religiously important to him in Army, and that is not case-to-case based accommodation. That is a part of the rule as far as they can apply and they can get the accommodation. We have already mentioned the long history of the long and very glorious Sikh history of Sikhs in the Army. There are more than thousands of Sikhs who have got accommodation, who actually laid down their life both in World War I, World War II. In fact, last year UK celebrated 100 years of Sikhs in UK Army. There are also conversations happening to have a special Sikh regiment in UK. There is a special Sikh regiment in India too. In fact, our neighbor, Canada, last year appointed a Sikh with full turban, full beard as their defense minister who served in the Canadian Army. His name is Mr. Harjeet Singh Sajjan. The Indian Air Force commander, the Field Marshal of Indian Air Force, Mr. Arjun Singh, he's also a full turban Sikh. The former General of India is also full turban, full beard Sikh, General Bikramjit Singh. All of them courageously served their respected countries with full turban, full beard while keeping their articles of faith intact. Well, notwithstanding the Sikhs' long history of military service since 2009, there are few Sikhs who have got accommodation in US, and they are based on case-to-case basis. The process to get such accommodation is that the Army officials can make an accommodation, whereas in terms of the grooming and appearances practices are concerned, once they make an application to the Secretary of the Army. And once the Secretary of the Army and the first person they go on to is the Deputy Chief of Staff, and after that it is the Secretary of the Army. The request for the accommodation of religious practices are, again, assessed on case-to-case basis. They are considered based on unique facts, the nature of request, religious accommodation, the effect of approval or denial of service of exercise of religion, the effect of approval or denial of mission accomplishment, including the unit cohesion. Now, Sikhs like Ignore Singh, 19-year-old young New Yorker, and our client was at disadvantage because this process is long and time-consuming, and this process must be followed in order to have an exemption. Now, this is a challenge because not everybody would spend 2 years of their life to even be considered as his peers to fight for a position. Therefore, we request everybody who's in the room to again go back and be with us so that Sikhs can equally and without any reservation are allowed to serve in the country, because the only way, the right to observe one's religion is a basic and fundamental American right that should not be a barrier to serve one's country. We cannot allow the right to be needlessly tampered by antiquated and wrongful stereotypes that do not serve the society's notion of fairness and equality. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaspreet.